keep in the house is salsa, and I use it for so many things. I use it for salads, I use it for Mexican night, I use it to dip vegetables in, and in this video I'm going to show you my absolute freshest, most favorite salsa that I've been making for years. It's made with completely just fruits and vegetables alone, and it is to die for. I hope that you guys enjoy, so let's get started. Here's an overview of all the things that you're going to need to make this salsa. I'll go into more detail in a second, but basically I believe a food processor is better than a blender in this case because it leaves it chunky rather than completely liquefying it, and I'm using all fresh ingredients here. The first ingredient is fresh tomatoes. I like to use very ripe, sweet tomatoes. I'm using Campari tomatoes here. You can use any tomato you want as long as it's ripe. And as you'll notice on the food scale, it's at 8 ounces. That's how many tomatoes you need. You don't want to overdo it with tomatoes or it's going to taste different. The second thing is half of a small red onion. If you're really sensitive to onions, you can try with 1/4 of a small red onion because this can get overpowering if you put too much onion in it. So 1/4 to 1/2, depending on your onion desires and tastes. 2 medium-sized tomatillos. Those are green little tomatoes that you can find in the produce section. And then you also want to include half of a red bell pepper. The juice of 1/2 to a whole lime. What I like to do is put half of a lime in before I blend and then see how it tastes and decide if I want to put some more lime in. Next up, you'll need 2 cloves of garlic, 1 jalapeno. If you don't want it super spicy, I would go with half a jalapeno, but I like it spicy, so a full jalapeno for me. A big handful of cilantro or coriander, depending on how you call it. And this really gives it a lovely Mexican type flavor. 1 big tablespoon of organic tomato paste. This really gives it also a lovely Mexican flavor. And sea salt to taste. You can use Himalayan salt as well if you don't have Celtic sea salt, that's fine. Okay, here's an overview one more time. So you got your tomatoes, your onion, your red pepper, your tomato paste, tomatillos, limes, jalapeno, garlic, and cilantro, and salt to taste. Okay, let's get going here. In no particular order, put your swan shirt on and throw those veggies into the food processor. All of them can go in there. It really doesn't matter how you put them because you're just gonna blend them up. And oh, so beautiful, all those colors. I really, really like it. Tomato paste gives it a little bit of thickness and some sea salt. It looks like I'm putting a lot of salt in there, but believe me, that little, the salt holes are not so great. And we're putting a bunch of lime in and putting half the lime in, like I said before, and then just blend. If you have a pulse option on your food processor, I would recommend using that because, like I said, if you blend this or process it too much, you'll know because it gets really frothy and liquidy and you want it to be thick. Now here I'm just taking a spoon and pushing down the little bits of things that are not getting processed. Wow, that was very difficult to say. And then just reprocess or blend, however you want to call that. This is what the consistency should look like. It should be nice and chunky, and then I always give it a taste to see what I need. Here, for instance, I decided I needed more salt and more lime. Seriously, guys, I'm not like a crazy salt person. This is just not coming out. And I ended up using probably the juice of 3/4 of a full lime, if we want to be technical here. So I still had lime left over later to just squirt in my water out of that 1 lime. Okay, this is what you want to see. Look at that beautiful consistency. And now for the close-up. Next thing you want to do is eat that. It is good and ready to go. So vibrant because everything was completely fresh and not really out of a can except for the organic tomato paste. And here's a close-up of the salsa. As you can see, a little water has gathered on the side. That's no biggie. All the vegetables have a high water content, so that's gonna happen. It separates. Just stir it around a little bit and you'll be just fine. And in the salsa business, this is what we call the money shot. Oh yeah, looking good. Next thing to do is just eat and share with your friends. It turned out really nice, super duper simple. Put it on your salad, eat it with chips, and here comes the dogs thinking they want chips and salsa, and then I give them a tiny corner of a chip and they realize they hate chips. All right, do not give salsa to your dogs, just a little extra warning. All right, that is my salsa. I don't have a name for it, so if you think of a clever name after you've tried to make it, leave it in the comments below. I've been making this for years, like I said, and it's super simple, super fresh. This salsa is wonderful as soon as you make it to just devour it, but it will stay in the refrigerator for a couple of days, probably like 3 or 4 at the most. It's completely fresh, and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you try to make this, please let me know because it's my personal favorite, and I don't know why I haven't shared it with you thus far, but here it is today, and enjoy. Bye!